Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Football is officially back. Week 1 is in the books. Tennessee gets the win 45-26 over Syracuse. I said this immediately after the game on the post-game show here, right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. I said I saw a lot of things that I liked. The run game. How about that offensive line? No sacks allowed on the day. You kept Joey Aguilar clean, and then you add in the running game. You ran the football down Syracuse's throat, 6.4 yards per carry at the end of the day. Heck of a job by this offensive line, and that's without David Sanders. That's without your 5-star offensive tackle, which ended up shifting Jesse Perry out to right tackle. Wendell Moy had to jump from left guard to right guard. You slid Shamrod Umarov in there at left guard. Just a heck of a day for this offensive lineman. I think Joey Aguilar won over a lot of fans with his performance on Saturday, 16 of 28. 247 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also, you were efficient running the football, designed runs, also escaping the pocket when he needed to do that. Tennessee's offense graded out at 85.2 according to Pro Football Focus. That's the best offensive grade in a game since 2016 against Kentucky. What do you think about that? That kind of surprised me. I was pleased with the offense. I was satisfied with the offense, but I think the offense can be even better. But still, according to Pro Football Focus, and take that for what it's worth. Take those PFF grades for what they're worth. But 85.2, highest grade since 2016. Something that stood out to me after the fact, going back on the rewatch, is just how much they attacked the middle of the field. And shout out to Brent Hubbs over at VolQuest. He put this stat out there. Throwing the football outside and to the left, Joey Aguilar was 1 for 4, 7 yards and a touchdown. That was on the scramble play to Star Thomas in the end zone there. Outside to the right, 4 for 7, 43 yards. But where they really attacked was the middle of the field, and that's something a lot of us have said has been missing. Where's the attacking the middle of the field? Where's that at? Joey Aguilar was 11 for 16, 203 yards and 2 touchdowns attacking the middle of the field. Defensively, still saw some things I liked. 5 sacks, 7 TFLs. You forced 2 turnovers. One of those was a scoop and score. But on the flip side of all that, I saw some things I didn't like, right? The defensive line wasn't as efficient as I thought they could be. Of course, injuries played a part in that as well, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But all 4 scoring drives for Syracuse, you had either a 3rd and long or you had a 4th down conversion, just couldn't get off the field. Bottom line is just be the better team every single Saturday. Looking ahead, one of the big things coming off the win over Syracuse that everybody is talking about, and I want to ask you guys, is this a problem? Do we have a problem with injuries on our hands? Josh Heupel was asked about the status of Ricky Gibson. He was asked about the status of Jackson Moy when he met with the media yesterday, and we're going to take a listen here to what he had to say. This is an injury update again for Jackson Moy and Ricky Gibson. Take a listen.
Josh, any update on Jackson and Ricky Gibson, and how concerned are you with defensive tackle depth at this point early in the year?
Well, I like the guys that got more play than maybe anticipated early in the football game. And we got some young guys that continue to get better and feel like they're going to be able to play at a high level. Jackson will be out this week. Hope to get him back quickly, so in this game, you guys have heard me say it, strength of a position group can't be one guy. Everybody's got to be ready and prepared to play when they get their call, and we got to continue to grow. Ricky will be out for an extended period here. How long, I don't have the exact timeline on, but he'll be out for an extended time.
Do we have a problem on our hands? Not only is Jermod McCoy out, still battling the ACL injury, but Ricky Gibson out for an extended amount of time. You're missing Jackson Moy this week. You got to get him healthy, get him right before that Georgia game coming up in week 3. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it as always, guys. Halfway through this video, I need y'all to do me a quick little favor. Just hit the thumbs up down there below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. Helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Right now, we're going to be live tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We play EA Sports College Football, but guess what? It's a hangout. Laid back, chill stream. We'll play some video games, but we talk all things Tennessee football all night long. Sometimes those streams go 4-5 hours. Come hang out. You want to talk about Joey Aguilar? We'll talk about Joey Aguilar. We'll talk about these wide receivers. We'll talk about this defense, injuries, whatever you guys want to get into. We'll get into it tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Talking Vols live. Vols Scoops will be here. The X Factor Dauber. We're going to break down this Syracuse game. Look ahead maybe a little at ETSU, at Georgia. We'll talk about these injuries. We'll get into it all. And then Friday morning, 10 a.m. with Foul Ming and Coach Jay. Saturday, an hour before kickoff. And then always, every single Saturday, we go live immediately following the game for the post-game show. So be here, come hang out, come join us for that. But again, Coach Heupel updating the media there, says Ricky Gibson out for an extended amount of time. Your two starters at corner are out. Jackson Moy out this week. And you need Jackson Moy back, right? We talked about the depth on the defensive line, and they've got depth. It's pretty bad when I'm kind of mocking the commentators. We're kind of laughing about the commentators because on Saturday they said Tennessee doesn't have depth on the defensive line, which is crazy. But they do have more depth on the edge, coming off the edge, than they do on the interior of that defensive line. And if you go back to fall camp, Rodney Garner kind of talked about that depth, said he liked where he was at with his top three, liked where he was at with the first three on the interior. And then 4, 5, and 6 were really starting to come along. Well, the first three guys, 2 of those guys were out, right? Damon Hobbs still out, likely out till most likely the Mississippi State game. Jackson Moy went down early in the game. So, yeah, Coach G's happy with 3. 2 of those guys were down pretty early in this process against Syracuse. Bryson Eason played 61 snaps on Saturday on the inside. That's too many. We talk about Coach G and what he wants to do. He wants to rotate a lot of bodies so they can stay fresh. And at one point late in the game, it felt like to me Tennessee's defense had been on the field forever. And when you got Bryson Eason playing 61 snaps, it felt like there was less and less of a push. I felt like some of those guys on the defensive line were getting tired. Don Bailey slid inside, and he played a little defensive tackle on Saturday. He played 66 snaps against Syracuse. That is too many snaps for a Rodney Garner defensive line. Way too many. You got to get Jackson Moy back. Again, not going to play this week against ETSU. I would say that's precautionary. I wonder if they were playing Georgia on Saturday, if Jackson Moy's going to tape it up and give it a go. Got to get him healthy. You got to get him back for that Georgia game. Flipping over to the secondary. Again, Ricky Gibson out for an extended amount of time. So you're going into the biggest game of the season, right? Week 3, the Georgia Bulldogs. You guys know I love the ESPN FPI. Talked about it yesterday with Kaner. Tennessee, according to the ESPN FPI, is now favored in every single game. They are predicted every single game to come out with a win outside of Georgia. That is the biggest game of the year. You go find a way to beat the Bulldogs, this fan base, this team. We're going to be on the rocket ship. Let's go take care of Georgia, but you're going to be without your starting corners. You're going to be without Jamal McCoy, still battling that ACL. Not sure what his timeline is at this point. But now also you're going to be missing Ricky Gibson. But you do have some options at corner, and we saw them on Saturday. Everybody's talking about Ty Redmond and Colton Hood. And again, take these Pro Football Focus grades for what they're worth, but those were the 2 highest graded defenders on this football team against Syracuse on Saturday. Let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel said when he was asked about Colton Hood and if they were surprised by his performance on Saturday. Let's take a listen.
Next guy is up. Colton's performed at a really high level from day one getting here. He's smart, has had position flexibility. He learned multiple spots when he first got here. Super consistent in his competitive makeup every day in the meeting room and on the practice field, and a guy that has had some time on the field, but has continued to grow in a really high level since he first got here. And great teammate, great player, and nobody in our building surprised that he played extremely well on Saturday, and continue to expect big things from him as we go throughout the course of the season.
Colton Hood, absolute dog. Love that kid. Great interview when he came on the channel. I was not surprised at all by his play. You saw that at Colorado, right? He played behind Travis Hunter, but when he got an opportunity, man, he is a dog. He plays physical. Sometimes he toes the line of being too physical, but if the officials are going to let you play, then bring that level of physicality. Just love what he brought to the game on Saturday. And we're talking after the game how, man, we got so many options at corner, and that's a good thing because now we are going to need them. Again, Colton Hood graded out at a 75.4, played 86 plays on Saturday. Ty Redmond was the highest graded player on Saturday. True freshman Ty Redmond. All you stargazers, if you watch us talk about recruiting on this channel in the offseason, and you may remember Ty Redmond. You may remember making a comment, 3-star you. You might remember mocking Ty Redmond because he was a 3-star, but now he's playing against Syracuse, and he was one of the highest graded players on this football team on Saturday. Let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel said about Ty Redmond.
I should ask, were you guys surprised at all that Ty played that well in his first game?
Not surprised. That's how he's performed, throughout the course of training camp, but his growth during spring ball too. Smart football player, has great length, the ability to bend. Fundamentals and technique have continued to grow. He's a guy that is very smart and understanding the scope of what we're doing, and then what offenses are doing as well. And that situational football, it splits. He's a really smart, competitive, talented young player that has a great future in front of him.
So I ask you guys, is this a problem? Are you concerned? Are you worried? Coming out of that game against Syracuse, I asked, was this better or was it worse than you expected? And kind of mixed feelings here. The offense may be a little better. The defense may be a little bit worse. Now the injuries come in. I'm at 9-3 going into the season. I could see 10-2. I thought I could see 8-4. I don't really see that on the table right now, but the injuries concern me, particularly on the inside. When we're talking about corners, Josh Heupel mentioned Colton Hood and his position flexibility. Guess who else has position flexibility? That's Boo Carter. He can also go back and play safety. That gives you more options because Jalen McMurray is another guy. Obviously, he showed the potential to play that star position. He was all over the field on Saturday, had 7 tackles, a sack, had a pass defended. He graded out as a 73.9. Guess what? That was right behind Ty Redmond and Colton Hood. He played 52 plays on Saturday. He could step up, maybe play a few more snaps at that star position. Maybe you move Boo Carter back to safety. Gives you the opportunity to kind of move guys around, get your best players on the field. I know the guys over at VolQuest have mentioned redshirt senior William Wright. He is a walk-on. Do you want to see a walk-on out there, or would you rather see a Ty Redmond, a Colton Hood, a Jalen McMurray? Now, no disrespect to William Wright. Austin Price always loves to point out that he was out there on the field at the end of the Alabama game in 22. When the game's on the line, William Wright is out there making plays. So what are your thoughts? Are you concerned? Are you worried? Do the injuries impact your feelings about this season moving forward? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. You can go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. Got a brand new shirt that says, I hate the entire state, the whole state of Alabama. You can check that out, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support this channel by hitting the join button right down there below. Only $1 a month. You get access to fan call-in shows, members only streams on Sunday, custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, get a power T beside your name in the chat. I try to highlight your comments during the live streams as well. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.